Hey, how's it going? We're back from the Ghost Pass. I made it to the town originally and to my house to rest. I ended up getting a backpack here, and I got the recipe from the blacksmith to make this sword. And I did a couple things, obviously, to get some armor and a bit of money in the area that I was in just past the Ghost Pass. I'll go over a bit more of that in more detail. I just want to. The reason I'm starting in the city here is because I want to get the skills from the trainer that's over here, and I want you guys to see that so you can start seeing the build. Um, I'm going to show you what I bought from the Hermit as well. There are a bunch of mana skills. I can't use them, unfortunately, yet because I don't have mana. And that's what my objective is right now. I'm going to be heading out to the mountain to get
Amber, my
the
friend.
mana there. It's the only way to get it, and to stick with the timeline that I have, I want to get that before I go to begin my mission. Because they'll just tell me to come back and do that, so. If you get this, it increases your maximum health and restores your health by sleeping for 20%, which is really useful. It's only 50 bucks. So I got most of my money when I was exploring, and you're going to want to get these skills, and eventually we're going to be going up to here to get the Gong Strike. That's going to be essential, but I just don't have enough money. I could just farm around here, but that's not my objective at this point. I want to go and get mana, and then we'll come and probably go to the Holy Mission. Because if I do that, then I can get the Imbue Lightning, I believe. So I'm just going to go over my inventory here. And then, when I was in the Ghost Pass there, I went to a dungeon that's just outside the Hermit's Passage. And you go across a wood bridge, and there's, I guess, a mansion cellar. I was able to grab some valuable gems and the armor that you saw in the last video, if you're paying attention. If not, it's all good. But I got that, and I swapped it out for the armor that I got in the Ghost Pass. So I was able to sell that and make about 50 coins, and then each gem was probably about 50 for the small ones, and then I think I got 2 large ones. And then on my way back, I just had an NPC fight. I just got 2 NPCs to fight each other and then just watched pretty much, and then finished the last guy off. I just didn't want to include everything, obviously, for the sake of time of it being a stream, and then also like the upload times are extensive too, so the more that I include, the more that it would take to upload. So right now I just want to upgrade my shield before I go to the mountain, which is right here. You can see it just off to the right there. I'm going to be taking a shortcut because I'm going to be going in front of Vandervel Fort. In one of my other videos I was talking about how there's a guy with a tower shield right up front there. So I'm going to be going there to get the tower shield before I head off to Conflux Mountain. I'm going to be taking a shortcut here over the mountain. It'll be kind of this direction. There was one of my other videos I made, I guess I streamed it on Twitch, so it didn't end up getting uploaded to here, but I had just a rant of why I'm making these videos. I just want to bring awareness to the games that I like, and then everybody's complaining about the big companies and pushing everybody around and just making crap for everybody, right? And I just really appreciate what the developers did here. And I think if I show my support, then maybe we can have more of this rather than opposed to the other games where you have to purchase small things and stuff like that. I'm just getting really aggravated with the gaming industry, and I thought maybe I'd do something about it rather than venting on social media and stuff like that, because that doesn't seem very productive, right? So like I said, this game was developed by a small team of about 10 or 11, so that's why I'm bringing like a little more awareness or just support for this game so that they have a bit more advertising, because I'm assuming that with the small developer team, the financial budget is a bit smaller, and fairly so. So I'm just gonna be, I think I'm gonna continue down the path. And then I should be able to go over this mountain. There is a hyena cave just down here if you continued the path on the right and didn't go to the hill that I went to. I believe there's some loot, beginning loot there as well. But what I'm after is the tower shield. And mana. And then from there I'll be heading to the Holy Mission. I hope I fixed the bugs that were in the last time, because I made a video and it wasn't really the best of quality because the music was drowning out my voice when I was trying to talk and things like that. I apologize, because I'm not really used to making this. I'm having fun figuring the mechanics and stuff out, but sometimes it can be frustrating. So I can see a couple bandits to the left there. Not my concern because I don't have a tower shield. This game isn't like experience based, so the more that I get into a fight, it's not that I'm gonna leave super muscly at the end or get a bunch of experience. I'm just an average person, so there's no real benefit to me trying to hurt myself for no reason. It looks like there's an NPC fight here. If I'm correct, that bird's a bit rarer than the white ones that you normally see, so it might have rare loot, and he's also stronger. As you can see, he's taking these guys out no problem. I'll try and help out this guy. And this guy is pretty powerful. So best thing I can do is bring him to the tower shield guy, because he's really fast and he's just going to keep on chasing me. I encountered one of these guys before and they just killed me right away. Even with his low health, he just does really high damage, and it'll also be a useful distraction for me trying to kill this tower shield guy. I think he might have a pain or a bleed effect. Yeah, because he's slowly dying here. And he will have a rare drop, that's why I'm following him. I believe, I'm not exactly too sure how it works yet, but... So what he does is he just drops some valuable crafting items. These gravel beetles are rare, and if you use magic, then you want these star mushrooms, so I will take all that. And a potion, that's nice. One of the things that I'm super intrigued about this game is the in-depth alchemy and potion making that you can do. The benefits that you can have with your character. So say that you want to oppose from magic and you don't even want to go to the tower and get magic, and you wanted to make a sword and shield build with just stamina, then you would do that, and you can compensate for what you would lack with the alchemy. Or vice versa, when I was a mage, a bow mage, my armor didn't have like weather support, so I was well versed in the alchemy just so that I could have my weather defense and stuff like that, so I'd still survive out in the desert later on in the game. And also, I did talk about how the time lapse, there's a time lapse in this game that I want to be conscious of. So, lack of a better term, winter is coming. And then that's Vanderbilt Fort just over here. So I'm gonna try and prep for this fight when I get a bit closer and see the towered shield guy. There might be enemies by the beach that can help me with this fight too if I end up struggling and I don't want to die, which is an obvious want. You can see that praying mantis right there. But I don't see the tower shield guy. I've encountered him twice when I was playing. Oh, there he is. So I wasn't able to really prep for the fight, unfortunately, so I'm gonna just go the NPC route, poison my weapon, and then I ended up taking a hit there. Oh. And then he ended up dying from the poison, unfortunately. So there's the tower shield. These were the gems that I looted from that seller that I was talking about earlier to make the majority of the money that I have. So those sell for a good amount, so I'll take both of them. That club does more damage than my sword, I believe, but my sword is faster and I have abilities to be able to use my sword, so... And I'm also building a sword and shield build, not a sword and club build. So that's the tower shield that I was after. I might stop here for a second and maybe cook some food if I feel the need, but now I'm just heading to the mountain to get mana, because inside there's 3 paths into the mountain. I'm just gonna go over the one that I know but the best, because I'm trying to show you what to do, and if I go to a new path then I can't really show you what to do, right? So I'm gonna go to the one that I've been before. It's kind of like a labyrinth inside there. The one path that I take is more or less like an A to B route, but the other ones that you take there are kind of more maze-like, and there's like inner dungeons inside there. So this might be a good time to test out what I got going on here. I got that ability. Yeah, I'm just gonna not do this right now. Trying to do the auto run. So I'm just gonna come around the mountain and come around the other side here. Just gonna ditch this NPC and then readjust my abilities here. I don't want kick so much. Oh, there's one of the paths. And there might be some berries there. I'm not gonna go that route, but I believe that's a heroic kingdom pass. gonna heal up quickly. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just running around back this mountain to the route that I know. So I was just in front of Vanderbilt Fort, and I'm pretty much just going around this way. And then there's a path, a spiral path around the mountain. Gonna make sure I'm healed up before I go in there, and then I have all my skills that I want equipped. So one of the reasons that I got in my last video, I got a corruption boon, and that increases your decayed damage, so that would include poison. I might be able to see or show you here. It's just right across the path. If you see that archway in between those two trees just in front of my character, actually, that's the path right there to the Immaculate Cave. And he'll be able to give you a couple items. I don't want to ruin it too much, but one's a fur coat, one's a backpack, and one of them's a boon. The reason I'm telling you this information is because the only way that you can get the boon is through there. And I believe when you become the route that I'm taking, I'm going to be becoming part of the Holy Mission. And when you do that, you become an enemy of the Scourge. And then those Immaculates are Scourge. So I haven't really gone the path yet, but my fear was that if I did that, then I'd become an enemy of them, and then they wouldn't be able to give me the blessing of boon that I wanted. So again, that path is just right across from here. You can see the wood right from here, and that goes to the archway into the cave. And we're right here. That cave's right here, we're right here. We're going to continue up here to the path that I am aware of. As I was saying before, there's 3 different paths, and this place is about convoluting paths that meet up together, so you can get lost if you don't follow the guide. I remember if you go to the Holy Mission, and then I was playing in somebody else's game and I was reading a bit of the script, that they're saying to heed their instructions, their directions. So you're gonna have to read your notes if you're gonna take that route. I took this route before because I was just super anxious to get the mana, and I just ran into this mountain. And this is the first one that I found at the top. My first mistake was to run immediately right to the top of the mountain, but the pass isn't there. It's just a turn-off path. So if you go right to the top, there's just going to be a rusty sword there. Apparently you can craft that into something, but I have not figured that out yet. And I don't really want to look that up. I kind of want to experiment and just play the game for myself. So the path is right here. You see this one that spans over to the left side, and this one that continues to the top. The sword, the craftable sword, is at the top, and then this is the path into the mountain to the ley line to get your mana. One of the things that I forgot to mention, and I was also kind of wanting to mention in this video, because in the last one I was going through the Ghost Pass and I didn't have the Nomad backpack or a better backpack. I only had the basic one, so I wasn't able to hang a lantern, and then I wasn't able to see. If you get that backpack before, you can hang your lantern. I was kind of in the reasoning that I wanted to throw on my lanterns, and I did, but I was in the dark for a little while there. Actually, that's how I ended up going into the mansion cellar. I went down into the cellar and immediately got the aggro of the two enemies there, and then I left the door. So when you leave the door and come back, they're going to be at the door. And then I ended up having a lantern, and I threw it at the two enemies there and just kind of ran in circles while they're on fire, and then they ended up dying. So you can see that enemy over there. And you're able to sneak in this game, so I'm going to go in behind this person here. But first, I keep on talking about it changing my skills, but I'm not doing it. I'm going to anticipate for getting the mana. So this is what I got from the Hermit Trainer. You can see in the other video that I had. This is going to be a very useful skill. At the early stages for sure. So sorry about this, I should have adjusted it earlier, but I've been in neglect there. Okay, now we're coming around, and I'll use my skill right away, probably the shield bash, and then slash the person, kick them until they're down. So you can't block magical strikes with the shield. Just a heads up if that's what you're anticipating. They're running away. Oh, they're poison, that's why. They're just gonna die at the end of the hallway. Poison makes it pretty easy at the beginning. Especially, as you saw, like, one strike and my health is pretty low. It's not an easy game when you first start out. So I'm going to want to prepare myself before I go down. I've been here before, so I know where I'm going. That fight was actually decently easy, so I'm going to try and fight these troglodytes instead of just running through, because that's kind of lame. But you got to do what you got to do to survive, right? And I think I got Hex Cleaner. That doesn't negate the slow effect. I'm gonna drink something, make sure my guy's ready to go. The prep of this game will make the fights 10 times easier. If you just run into everything, you're gonna die. So I'm going to see how long the effect on my sword is. Oh, it just went away. Good thing. So I'm just going to want to run over here quick and just get a hit in or two on both of them. And let the poison take the effect. Oh, I ended up getting hit there. Just gonna take this elevator. Poison is pretty deadly at the beginning stages of the game, so you want to take it seriously. I didn't take the antidote, which was silly of me. I ended up selling that back, which could end up being a mistake. So it looks like I will be running through here. If I had the Possess boon, if I had mana, I'd be able to slow the decay damage. But I don't have that. And that's probably going to be the enemy, boys. Well, it was nice making that video. I might make another one. You know what? I'll just continue showing you where to go. This game is difficult, and to assume that you're just not going to die is a fool's errand. I'll just be a little more careful as I go through here and not try and beast mode my way through. So apparently there are 60 different death scenarios. Or, I guess they're not deaths, or retry scenarios. Apparently you can get captured by bandits and things like that. There are other people who may help you. Well, I guess I was given some bandages when I respawned. So there aren't any negative effects of dying in this game, except that you can't get an achievement at the end. I was hoping at the end of this run that maybe I could do that, but if I'm dying in the preliminary stages of the game, then obviously I need to practice a bit more before I can be able to do that, right? So I'm just going to continue with this character and show you the build here. So he ended up dying from the poison that I gave him too. So if I have metal scrap, then I can make a lantern that I can throw and light somebody on fire if I want. I'm just going to quickly make a miner's omelet here. I don't know if I have the recipe, but yeah, the poison ended up eventually killing both of them. So if I wasn't so ambitious and went up the elevator and just ran around this room, then I probably would have had better luck instead of just scrambling and getting scared. So I believe a miner's omelet is an egg, a mushroom, and larvae. Oh, nice. Okay. And then I believe you can make meat stew somehow as well. I'm not going to attempt that right now. Just going to get out of here and eat that meat stew. I think it has health benefits. Nope. Just better than your average mushrooms. So there are traps all throughout here, as you saw. That's the reason why I died, is because of the combination of bleed and poison. There is a path down here, and that leads to, I believe, the beginning stages from the path at the bottom of the mountain that I was showing you. Like I said, this place is a labyrinth. So the enemies are up ahead. I could use that poison varnish and just hit them once. I am kind of pissed, so. There's that trap that ended up getting me. Now you can just die over there. So you're gonna want to move the elevator up. That's what I'm doing. And then you're gonna want to move the elevator back down. I'm just gonna let the poison do its thing. And what you're doing is you're resetting the switch in the elevator. Watch out for that trap. So I'm going this way because I know there are other enemies by the other switch that I need to operate. And I just want to be able to run through and then back to the other elevator. So there's a little path down here. And with that, you can move that elevator up. If you're playing with 2 other people, you can lower this elevator down to somebody here and then lift them all the way up if you so choose. And these guys are a lot harder than the other guys that I was fighting, so that's why I just wanted to run through. And not have to run back from the beginning part and then get them all together. So you're gonna have to hit both the switches. And then if they're following me, I'm gonna go to this side of the trap. Okay, they're not. Because you can fool other guys to get onto the traps. So the poison ended up doing its thing, and I believe they're all dead. He ended up not dying. He might have poison resistance because that's what he does for damage. I wonder if that resets it as well, putting it down and then up. I guess we're gonna see. No, it doesn't. Oh wait, yeah it does. You can see that the switch is down, so you can move it up. I guess moving it up or down resets it. And all you did with that other path was, or other switch was make it so you could walk across here. I've lowered it down to that section. There's nothing there. It's a collapsed tunnel. Just a heads up. I believe the first time I beat those guys without a problem like I did last time, but I was injured and I ended up walking on this, and then I came through the door and died like seconds later, and I guess I was revived by the priests that are inside this mountain. So if you're really hurt, just go through the door and then you'll end up spawning with the priests rather than spawning outside the mountain, which would suck if you got all the way to here, right? And you're just gonna die from bleeding or poison because you're trying to figure out what to do before you got through the door. Just get through the door and then figure it out after. So there is something I wanted to craft for this character. It's like a cooking item, because I'm not going to be so immersed in the alchemy this time. I'm going to be more immersed in the cooking, I guess, with this character. So down here is where you're supposed to go, and I believe if you go up here, oh, you can't. But if you come from there, it's like another pass in the mountain, and like I said, this place is like a labyrinth. So if you follow the way I did, then you'll be able to reach here. And so is this. Like if you go this way, it's another entrance here. There's some star mushroom there. Maybe I'll take it actually. And I believe this is the Blue Chambers Complex Pass. Okay. But if you just continue across the bridge, I believe there's an adventurer's corpse here. And that's where all the 3 paths converge, is here. So if you got here and you started going back, you're just adventuring at that point if you want. And then, yeah, same with down here. I believe it's another adventure. And I'm not going to be doing that right now. So if you continue across here, you'll be at the ley line. You can talk to him, but he is just, it's just part of the story. It's not part of your mission. Your mission's just up here. Well, it's not even a mission, it's just, I guess I made it my mission. So if you talk to him, he'll tell you to go here and then talk to him after. Because you get an ability for getting mana. It's to start fires. And you can use it in the fire sigil. So I think I'm going to be going, because I'm going to be a lot of up close. I don't want a lot of mana, but I want a decent amount. And I'm going to be getting some health buffs as well. So I think I'm only going to go max 3. But yeah, I'll go 3. So as soon as you learn Spark, you can turn around and talk to him. Me. And at the Hermit, I ended up learning Reveal Souls because I knew that he'd offer me these 2 skills, and I wanted the Fire Sigil in my repertoire there. And then another very useful skill that you need to get before you leave this place, you gotta make sure you have 50 gold. Just come down here. These guys, you can talk to them and they're just like parts of the story and stuff, like the world around you and whatnot. And this guy explains what's magic is about a bit, if you're interested. This is where you'd wake up if you died. You get resurrected here, and I started talking to him, and he teaches you about mana and tells you where you are.
Magic
so this guy
is
right
the weapon
here,
of a patient
and then
warrior.
You want to train with him. And
Listen
he ends
to
up
me.
training you the Boon of Cold. And the reason that's valuable is because if you're in the desert and you don't have something to keep you cool, you can use the Boon to keep you cool. I probably should have kept that alpha meat, but... Probably just gonna sell some of those meat. Oh, meat stews are only worth 1. That was a foolish decision. I could have just sold the alpha meat if I didn't want it.
Feel free to use one of our boats to return to the surface.
But the club and I believe the tower shield are for 60. So if you're looking for some gold, that's some good gold too, if nothing else. And then right here you can just take the boat back out to the beach. And I'm gonna be making my way, or let's just show you where the skills are going, I guess. So now that I have mana, I can be able to repel the enemies and cast the Boon of Corruption. So now the poison damage will take twice the amount of the effect. And at this point you'd want to make your way to the blue mission. I'll probably like stop and maybe I'll make another video about that. But you're going to make your way to the holy mission, and then from there you're going to learn a couple more skills that are useful for this build. That's where you'll be able to learn how to imbue your shield so you can reflect magical attacks, which is very useful in the game when you come into later. Like, say when I was fighting that mantis, I'd be able to actually block the attack rather than taking the impact and everything. So I'm just going to quickly go over the skills here. So the Boon of Cold and Spark, say if I combine the Fire Sigil and Spark, it creates a Fireball, but I'm not really going to be making that build. I want the Boon there. And I'll put a Fire Sigil. I'll make a Fire Sigil when I go back to town here. And then I'll quickly just fight this mantis ship and see where we're at. Oh, do I not have any poison left? It's just crab eye and a rag, so I'll just end up picking that up and making it. Oh, wrong time to imbue my sword. I'm just wondering because he does lightning damage if he has resistances. I guess not. But yeah, I think that's it for this video, and I might make another one to get to the Holy Mission. But if that's not for a little while, I might just make it after I get the skill from there to imbue lightning. Maybe. But the trail is just through the hollowed marsh here, and then when you get there, you'll just be following the symbols of the Holy Mission. So anyways, take care.